Hi, my name is Don Archer. I'm the founder and creator of the Tow Academy. I've been in business for over 20 years, and after selling my towing business, I now help people around the country start and run their own businesses. Today on Confessions of a Tow Truck Driver, I want to talk to you about the First Amendment. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution guarantees the freedom of the press. The idea behind this guarantee was so that the government couldn't punish the press for publishing opposing views or speaking the truth. But what happens when the press isn't interested in the truth? What happens when the desire for ratings supersedes responsible news coverage? Today we're talking with Damion Marcus, who along with his mother own and operate a second-generation towing business in Shreveport, Louisiana. Now, that's a long time to be in the towing business, and you don't stay in business that long unless you know the rules and operate well within the law. But sometimes abiding by the law just isn't enough, especially when talking with the local television news station. The story starts off with a police call around midnight. Damion had been dispatched to pick up an abandoned vehicle whose owner had attempted to drive it through a flooded roadway. But when he got there, the car was gone. Eventually, he did find the car, but there was no one with it. Little did he know that this was the first step in a long, drawn-out story that would eventually have his company name plastered across the evening news as the bad guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the story. So the story is that you were working for the police one night, and what?
The night that the incident you're speaking about happened, here in Louisiana, it rained very hard. And so it was flooding. You know, we had a lot of disabled vehicles in the middle of streets. Well, this particular vehicle, they ran through the puddle of water and they took a chance on going through it and the car stopped. So, of course, the police got involved. They, decided they had to call a tow truck. So I got to the vehicle. I got to the location where the vehicle was supposed to be. There was no vehicle, no officer. I called the police department and they said, well, the vehicle that you're looking for is going to be in an apartment complex right next to that area. So I said, okay, there's only one apartment complex. Let me ride through here. So picked it up, towed the vehicle, towed it back to our yard. And at that point, that was it. I made it a night.
Right, you did what law enforcement told you to do. Right, exactly.
Right, exactly. So the next morning, that's when the drama started with the customer. He says, oh, you never should have towed my car. It was in a parking lot. It was on private property. Why did you tow it? So we explained to her that, well, the police department told us to tow it. We don't just go around towing cars, man. Then the next thing we know, the news station is calling us, asking us what happened. So we says, well, what do you mean what happened? She's saying that you wrongfully towed her car. Her car was on private property and you just towed it away. I don't understand how this is a news story. And he said, and at that point, my business partner, which is my mother, she was talking to the station manager and he says, well, ma'am, I assure you, if you don't involve in this process, it will be on the news. So in other words, we're going to spin this any way we like to. The next thing I know, that night, we're on the news with a top story, as if we just towed the car for no good reason.
Towed the car for no good reason? They were called there by law enforcement. Due to Damion's calm demeanor, he chose to take the high road. Rather than getting mixed up with the back and forth sound bites that the TV news teams love to distort and purport as the truth, he refused to participate in the process. But that didn't stop the news. If it bleeds, it leads. So how do you fight this built-in bias against towers? How do you sway the press to your side? By telling your side of the story, of course, right here on Tow Academy TV. All right, that's it for today. I want to say thank you to Damion and his mother for sharing their story with us. And I want to take this opportunity to ask that if any of you have similar stories, to please write in. I've received hundreds of emails and talked with many towers around the country, and their stories are coming, but I still want to hear from you. If you're in the towing business, you know as well as I do that towers get too much bad press. You work day and night to clear the roads, assist stranded motorists, and get babies out of locked cars. But somehow, many still see tow truck operators as the bad guys. Everyone loves to complain about the tow truck drivers, so now it's your turn to show the world what the towing business is really about. So if you've ever had to deal with the world's most nasty customer or the unreasonable expectations of motor club customers, I want to hear about it. I want to know about the time you lost your cool and why, or the time your boss treated you badly, or the time you were most scared while doing your job. It could be working a wreck that didn't go as planned, or being inches from death with 90-mile-an-hour traffic whizzing by. Or maybe you had a bad experience with a motor club dispatcher. or maybe it was your own company dispatcher. Anything that has to do with the day-to-day challenges of the towing business, I want to hear about it. I believe it's time for you to get your say. So if you have a story you'd like to tell, email me at info@thetowacademy.com. When you do, please leave your name, location, and a phone number so I can call you back. All right, that's it for today. I want to hear from you. Thanks for watching Confessions of a Tow Truck Driver. Please subscribe. I'm Don Archer, and you're watching Tow Academy TV.